Good morning, everyone. So, today let's start the topic pedigree analysis. Now, actually, earlier we have studied about the Mendelian inheritance, how the characters are transmitted from generation to generation, isn't it? So, now let us study what is actually pedigree analysis. It is a record of inheritance of certain genetic traits for two or more generations, which is presented in a form of a diagram or family tree. Okay, that means the diseases that are present in the generations or that are being inherited from one generation to the other, we can actually represent that in a particular diagram or in the form of a tree. That is known as the pedigree analysis. Okay, now here actually the individuals that are under study, those are known as the proband or the propositas. Now, if it is a male organism, then we call it as propositi. If it is a female organism, then we call it as a propesta. Got it? So, proband or propositas are the individuals which are under study in pedigree analysis. Now, here actually certain symbols are used for studying pedigree. The square symbol indicates the male individual, circle indicates a female individual. If the circle or the square is shaded, then it is indicating an affected individual, that is a diseased person. If this type of symbols are given, then this means that these are the carriers. Okay, now while we are representing a parent, that is a male and a female, a cross is taking place, then we indicate it with the help of horizontal lines, and when we are representing the offsprings, then it is shown with the help of vertical lines. Okay, so these are the main symbols, main things which are to be remembered during study of this pedigree analysis. Now, this is very much useful in case of genetic counselings. Okay, if there is any type of disease or infections present in a particular family, then we can actually with the help of counseling make the peoples aware of the genetic disease so that it cannot be transmitted from one generation to the next. Then it helps to indicate the Mendelian principles, okay, which are applicable to even human genetics. Then it can help in finding out the it indicates the origin of the traits in the ancestors. If our ancestors had any type of diseases, then it can be easily detected. It is also helpful in indicating the harm of marrying between close relatives. Okay, if any disease are prevalent in a particular family, then if close relatives get married, then it may help in transmission of the disease. So these actually analysis help us to overcome the various type of genetic disorders. Okay, now see, while we are studying this pedigree analysis, here actually two tools are being applied. First is that the principle of probability and chances of differences is realized in realized ratio due to smallness of the progeny and elimination of alternatives. Okay, so let us see two examples. Now first one here, it indicates an autosomal dominant trait. Autosomal dominant trait, if it is present, then what happens? Actually the generations are not skipped. Okay, very rarely the parents are skipped. Now, okay, now you see in the first diagram here actually what happened, none of the generations are skipped, isn't it? Now here see the first individuals, the circle indicate female, square indicate the male, so their cross is taking place. That particular here the female is affected, that means this is the disease present in the individual. Then cross is done, offsprings are produced. These offsprings also, here we are finding a male and a female is having the disease, isn't it? That means the next generation is also showing that particular disease. Again in the third generation also you can see here the disease is occurring in the female. That means almost in all the generations we are finding the diseased individuals. Okay, here skipping is not done, so that's why this is the example of an autosomal dominant trait. If it is dominant, that means here the generations are not skipped. But if it is a recessive trait, then what happened? Actually now you can see here first generation the characters are not observed. In the second and third generation, the characters are observed. That means diseased, affected individuals we are observing here. That means this is a recessive trait, okay, because the first generation is skipped here. So actually when the question is given, so with the help of these basic simple points, we have to first find it out whether it is a dominant trait or a recessive trait. If dominant, then skipping will be not there. Each generation the affected individuals will be present, okay. If it is a recessive trait, then the generations will be skipped. Somewhere or the other there will be skipping of generation, for which the offsprings will not occur in a particular way, okay. Okay, now let's see an example, okay. Here a question is given that both the husband and wife have free earlobes, okay. One of the daughters has fused earlobe. Now in the diagram you can see that husband and wife, they do not have the disease, but the daughter is showing the disease, okay. Now when she marries a normal man, the offsprings are not present. They do not show any type of fused earlobes. But somewhere in the next generation, this particular disease is being occurring, okay. Now here see, a trait, if it is not present in the parent but it is present in the children, that means it is a recessive trait, okay. And if the recessive trait has to appear in the children, that means what happened, the parents has to be heterozygous, okay. So these are the basic points we have to remember. That means the parents will have to be hybrids. If these are hybrids, only then the disease can appear, the recessive trait can appear here, because here skipping is done, isn't it? The first generation is being skipped, that means a recessive trait. And if they are heterozygous, only then the recessive trait can occur here. If it is a dominant, then here it will not be present. Now here the parents, therefore they are hybrids or heterozygous condition. Now the girl which carries the recessive traits marries a normal man, okay. So that means the man has both the dominant genes. Now as these are dominant, that's why their children's are not showing the disease, got it. But the brother whose progeny has fused earlobes must be carrier for the trait. Now here see, we are observing here the trait is present, that means the diseased individual is present, that means somewhere this is the carrier, okay. He is the carrier. When he marries a woman with a normal earlobe, then what happened, that particular type of disease gets transmitted, okay, to the next generation. So there here actually this particular individual shows the disease, that means this is the carrier, this is the affected individual, he is the carrier when he marries her, so this is being transmitted to the next generation. So this is an example of a recessive trait, got it. So now as we have already studied that skipping of generation indicates recessiveness, so here generation is skipped, so this is a recessive trait. Now here whatever is actually given in the question, you first express it in the form of a diagram. In this form you will express it, and after that you will systematically place there. Now see, the parents are normal, daughter is showing the disease, so shade the daughter. Then hers, she is married to a normal man, offsprings are normal, okay. Then her brother sisters are there, they are showing a disease individuals. Now as this is recessive trait, so here what happened, we will put here small a, got it. These are diseased individuals, small a is present over here also. So simply this is not actually a bit tough problem, but simply you have to understand it properly. Stepwise you have to solve it, you have to study, understand what the question is asking, and then systematically you have to represent this diagram, okay. This is how you can solve the pedigree chart. Now there are actually many more questions in the book. Go through the examples, go through the things. If you find any problem, then let me know, okay. Moreover, what happened when we are studying about the pedigree analysis in human beings, we actually come across some problems. Like for example, the human beings, the generation period is long, okay. Now That means it takes about 20 to 25 years for calculation of the disease trait. Now, many cases the human traits are influenced by a number of factors, not only one, isn't it? The chromosome numbers are large, the progenies of a couple is small, and so here, moreover, what happened, marriages desired by an experiment are not always possible in human beings, because it is not possible that this particular man will marry this one only, isn't it? So that is not possible in case of human beings. Moreover, what happened, they have a mixed population and pure traits are rarely observed here. And these are actually the main obstacles that occur, or these are the main problems that occur during the study of pedigree analysis in case of human beings. Okay, so the main problems, the principles what we are applying, main points, the symbols, all these things are important. Go through them properly and then try to solve the examples one by one. Study the question first, draw the diagram, draw the chart, then systematically try to solve it. Okay.